In this video, we're going to get our lose scene set up because the rule is, well, quite simple to know if you've lost the game, and that is all 3 player lives have been destroyed.
Right.
So you should have lost the game, which means we will be showing the lose screen. So before we put the logic in place to load the lose screen, let's spend just a second and set up the GUI stuff for it. So first things first, I'm going to come over here, make sure that our current scene is saved, and let's jump down to our lose scene and make sure he is open. Next thing I want to do is come over here into Visual Studio. Let's create a new script. I'm going to right click, we're going to add a new item, again our own template. We're going to call this just lose. So now we have him in place. I want to come back to the main menu here. Let's copy a few things. I'm going to copy from our main menu, I'm going to copy our button width and our button height. Grab those 2 guys and jump back over into our lose class, and let's just paste them here into fields. There we go. Now let's jump back over to main menu, and I'm going to grab the entire on GUI function and everything in it. And let's jump over to lose. And inside of our functions, I'm going to get rid of both start, update, and replace them with my own GUI function. Okay. I do not care to display the text. There's no reason to display instructions.
Yeah.
At this point, the player is a loser, and he's very sad actually.
Yeah.
So at this point, all we need to do is let them know that they have lost the game. So we could say something like "game over." That's being very nice about it. Check this out. With a button, I can also use the escape character here to give me a new line. And then I can say press to play again. Simple enough.
Cool.
Now, if I was to, well, this guy's already set up. Load level 1. Well, level 1 is our level 1 scene, so that's going to load properly. But we will have a problem. And you know what? I'll show the problem.
I'm going to go jump straight back to game over.
Well, let's see. First things first, let's jump back here and make sure that our new lose script has been applied to our camera game object. So now we know this code is going to function.
I see what's going to happen.
So I hit play, and very good. So now at this point, if I was to press it, we jump back into the game.
But now you have no way to call the game over screen again.
So we need to set that logic up. We need to call game over. And when is the game over, Zach?
After you've expelled all of your lives.
Exactly.
Expended all of your lives.
And where do we and where are we decrementing our lives at?
Inside the destroy ship coroutine.
Okay, so if we jump back over here and we cruise over here to the player class, inside of our destroy ship routine, this is where we are blowing stuff up. Well, we're subtracting our lives up here, but part of our death resides down here in destroy ship.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is cause the explosion, hide our character or player, center him back up on the screen, pause. Now after pausing, this is an excellent place, logic-wise, to make a decision. Instead of if we are out of lives, if we have no lives left, then there's no reason to enable the renderer for our game object.
Right, no reason to go on.
So what I'm going to do here is simply throw in an if statement and say if our player dot lives is greater than 0. So if it's greater than 0, that means we've got some lives left. Then I am going to enable my renderer. Otherwise, I am going to do an application dot load level, and I'm going to load number 2. So 0 was our main menu, 1 was our level 1, 2 was our lose screen, and 3 was our win screen. So we'll throw this in, terminate. So that's all we have. Save. Now that we have some logic in place to present our lose screen when we do indeed lose, let's see what other problem we have. So we're going to jump back in here and hit play. Game over. Well, let's actually start all the way back from the main menu.
You start from the game.
So I'm going to make sure to save our lose screen. So now here we are back in main menu. We'll hit play.
Are we back in the same situation where it hasn't been attached to a game object?
No, I did that a minute ago.
Okay, all right.
So let's hit
Lost
play.
track.
And we're killing stuff and waiting, and 1 life.
I'm dead.
Waiting a second and a half, and now here we come with
2
dead. And waiting, and boom. We get to see the beauty behind the coroutine showing itself here as well as earlier. Earlier we used it to wait a minute before showing our player again so that we do get the sense of our player being destroyed.
Yeah.
Here it makes a lot of sense because we get to finish playing out his explosion and death effect.
Right. Otherwise, it would just be like as soon as it touched.
As soon as it touched,
blink.
you'd go to here, and that
Yeah.
would not look good. So look at that. We just picked this up for free.
Gotcha.
But watch the problem we have. So game over. Nice little new line here. Press play, or press play again. So let's go ahead and press to play again. What's the problem?
Our lives are still at 0.
Our lives are still at 0. Oh, boy. And until
but it works because we haven't actually called our coroutine again.
That's right. As soon as we get hit, the
Yeah.
routine gets called, and we know we have we have no lives.
Yeah.
So we need to fix that. And the way we're going to fix that is by jumping back over to our lose screen. And in here, once we have received a click on the play again button, but before loading level 1, since our score, our lives, since all of that is static, let's just talk to it. Say player dot. Let's start out with score. Let's reset him back to 0. So you just lost your score. Player dot lives. Let's give you 3 lives again. Player dot missed. Let's reset the number of missed items or enemies.
Okay.
So now we have reset everything, and we load our level. So it's saved. Let's jump back over, hit play, and let's start our game. Let's die 1, die 2, and die 3, and finishes off. Goes to game over. Let's press. Our score is back to 0. Lives are at 3, and missed back to. All right, so
it's counting out.
Let's
Here, shoot something. Build up your score if you can.
Yeah, let's build up some score. And
3 in a row.
Yeah, dead center shots. Well, almost. All right, so 700, 1, and 3. So or 4. Let's kill ourselves, and boom, everything's been reset properly.
Nice.
Okay. Only thing we're missing at this point is a win screen and a call 1-800 if you have any technical issues with this game. So let's go ahead and I guess wrap this video up, and in the next video, we'll take a look at the win screen.
Okay.